Good morning, agents. This is the Shade event, which is now done. Just wanted to go over this because I spent a lot of time doing this video, just didn't get it out. Cut it a few times. Remember, this is Veterans Day is coming up on the 11th, so this month we are celebrating, as we do the videos, a different veteran or group of veterans. I'd like to talk about General Davis. This is the first black general in the Army. He was head of the Buffalo Soldiers back in the 1800s and actually fought in World War I. He's featured on a stamp, and his name is Benjamin O. Davis Sr. You might have heard of General Davis Jr. He was the head of the Tuskegee Airmen, one of the most decorated and lethal fighters of World War II. They were known as the Red Tails, which the Washington Redskins were almost named in honor of these guys. And this is the son of General Davis. Now, my attachment is I actually met General Davis in 1990 when I was stationed in DC, and about 2 years later he received his 4th star. Of course, he was in the reserves, and he passed soon after that from President Clinton. Now, why did I pick these guys? Well, Black Lives Matter, Black History Month, those are all good, and I have a personal attachment. I actually got to meet General Davis, but what's even more is when it comes down to Division 2, their great-grandson and grandson is one Vernon Davis, which is Longhorn the comedian. Check him out. Very funny guy, does a lot of veteran benefits. But if you play Xbox or you're in my clan, so is Longhorn. So thank you. The whole family, even Longhorn's daughter, is in the military. So excellent job. This was day one. Of course, completely completed all these. Wanted to get those out. I did do this portion of the video earlier, but with the veterans, I really wanted to pick the right pictures and figure out how I wanted to present this as a loving tribute to General Davis. Now, the two General Davises overcame a lot, being the first black general, being the first one of the early people in West Point. One of the other attachments that I have to General Davis is General Davis Jr. got the bug of flying at Bolling Air Force Base when his dad was fighting in the Philippines around the turn of the century in the early 1910s, 20s. The Philippines were actually a protectorate of the United States. We had acquired it in the war, the Spanish-American War, along with Cuba. So when he was visiting his grandparents in DC is when he got a incentive flight from a barnstormer. So how controversial would that have been? A young white pilot taking up a young black boy at the time. So Black lives mattered way back then to somebody, and what the history it made as General Davis went on to get the bug for flying and became commander of one of the most prestigious fighting units in all of World War II, at least on the American side. So this is the build that I kind of used, getting back to the game. This is the build I used in doing a lot of the shade, just to have a lot of fun, and it was really fun. It was 3-piece Badger Tough, 3-piece the Hunter's Fury, and why that is the Hunter's Fury gives that 15% bonus that a lot of people have been using with the SMG, especially the backfire. But being able to use a lot of the Lullaby and some of the shotguns that have in sync on it, this is kind of neat. And it worked. The synergy on this build was really good, so I'm going to explore it a little bit more, perfect it a little bit more. But if some of you want to come out and check that out that bit and experiment around and see what you got with it. So again, when you do these quests, a lot of people don't want to finish them off, but since they're redoing these each season, or a lot of these, be sure to finish that. So here's some live action of what this does and in the event. So you go ahead and either transfer your exposure by melee or cover to cover move within close proximity of the enemy, and that transfers the exposure that you're getting by being seen by the enemy to them, and the exposure makes you very vulnerable, so it also makes them very vulnerable. So I'll let you watch the footage a little bit and then I'll close it out. But a big salute to the Davis family. It's been a privilege to recruit Vernon into our clan. He's such a joy to be around. He's funny. He's got his priorities straight. He sets a time limit on his game, and every night he eats lunch with his wife, and then they watch movies. But she allows him to play the time to enjoy the game. And it's a great relationship, and it's blossoming into a great friendship. Salute to all the Davis family, and again, remember all your veterans this month. This is Bear Essentials. I am Bear Byers, and I am out.